Hey everybody, this is the Digital Asset Investor. We got a lot to talk about today. We're going to talk about XRP whale activity. We're going to talk about the Clarity Act, something the senators they better pay attention to. We're going to talk about Elon Musk on XRP, or Elon Musk avoiding the topic of XRP. We're going to talk about XRP becoming a national banking layer. And there's a watershed moment that happened today for tokenization, XRP flipping Bitcoin. There's an actual prediction out there about to the day when XRP flips Bitcoin. I believe it's going to happen. Enjoy that intro and we'll see.
Ignition sequence starts. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Liftoff. We have a liftoff.
Okay, let's start here. XRP edges up $1.06 as whale activity rises on the XRP Ledger, records its strongest daily wallet creation in 3 months. $1.10 remains the key level to reclaim for a confirmed recovery. This is what I've been telling you. As these wallets increase, that's a leading indicator of these markets historically. Now, this happened a while back, and it came across my desk today. And I wanted to show it because there's a lot of new people watching. I wanted you to see there's a reason Elon Musk will not talk about XRP or can't talk about XRP, but he's happy to talk about Dogecoin, Bitcoin, Ethereum. The first part of this is him on Saturday Night Live, and the second part was him on stage I think it was during Trump's one of his campaign rallies where somebody asked him about XRP.
And lately, prices have been soaring for cryptos like Bitcoin, Ethereum, and especially Dogecoin.
Given how punitive the SEC has been towards crypto under this administration, do you envision the XRP Ledger being incorporated into the financial institutions in the future?
Well, I certainly cannot speak to any specific
If asked about XRP, all of a sudden he can't talk about any specific crypto.
But I do think that the sort of cryptocurrency is an interesting and probably valuable bulwark against a centralized control. This is definitely not an endorsement or lack of endorsement for XRP, but I do think crypto, by its very nature, it helps with individual freedom.
I've always found that clip interesting. There's no reason on earth he couldn't get into the specifics. Now, I'm going to show you in a minute. You might remember that Mark Yusko said that he had heard rumors that XRP might be the banking layer of the United States. This is the closest piece of news to that I've seen. Ripple stablecoins are transforming how value moves. He says we're proud to join OpenUSD, a day one integration partner reinforcing Ripple's commitment to open multi-chain infrastructure that supports institutional adoption. Now, if you look at this, and Riz put out a really good graphic about this. Let me see if I had pulled. It's got XRP Ledger in the center of all these institutions that are involved in this. But let me go back here to show you some of the organizations that are involved in this. Yeah, this is on one tweet. Look at some of the businesses that are involved. Visa, Stripe, Mastercard, American Express, Discover, Fiserv, down here Blackrock, BNY, Mellon, or it's not Mellon now, BNY, Standard Chartered, Google, Samsung, IBM, Shopify, Coinbase, Tempo, OKX, Solana, Ripple, Crypto.com, Fireblock. The names are everybody who's anybody in crypto. And XRP and the XRP Ledger is right there. Now, this is the best write-up I've seen on this. This is by Jay Nisbet. This guy seems to be able to knock it out of the park quite often. He says, OUSD, Open Standard. OpenCoin was the name Ripple was prior to becoming Ripple. Standard Chartered, the name of Ripple's subsidiary, the trust that issues RLUSD with BNY Mellon, or BNY, as custodian. This is Ripple getting Clarity Act over the finish line, aligning banks with the vision that Ripple wanted all along. Give up some market share on RLUSD while XRP acts as a Trojan horse handling the backend settlement, which accrues to Ripple's benefit. Now watch Ripple acquire Circle and get the best of both worlds. Stablecoin dominance, XRP appreciation Do you understand? They're not making it obvious. They never do. But if you understand, it's hard not to see. A coalition of 140 plus heavyweights, Visa, Mastercard, etc., launching a shared governance stablecoin with zero mint redeem fees, shared reserve yields, and no single issuer capturing the upside. This inverts the old model and directly attacks the economics that have kept Circle and Tether dominant. It does several critical things at once. Bootstraps real liquidity and depth across multiple stables from day one instead of waiting for organic pairs. Gives TradFi clean, compliant, win-win on-ramp. Participants bring capital, earn reserves, stay aligned. Creates credible competition that devalues single issuer dominance like USDC. But the deeper play is the rails underneath. I've said it before, RLUSD is a Trojan horse. It's being underappreciated in Japan. Japan's rollout of RLUSD on ETH is temporary. The activity and liquidity being built there are designed to flow to XRP Ledger because it offers least friction at scale. Japan's perfect proof of concept, XRPL, in Japan is already roadmapped for the end of the year. Trust lines for MPTs get handled at custodian level. Then he goes on, Ripple's moat is already formidable. G Treasury serving thousands of banks, hidden roads for prime brokerage and derivatives. RLUSD is compliant on-ramp. Banks want cheaper, faster, compliant rails. They'll act in pure self-interest, and that self-interest routes volume to where costs stay negligible and liquidity is deepest. This is how you quietly standardize the future of stablecoin issuance. We've seen the same playbook with DTCC moves. Japan stablecoin approvals, broader macro setup, yen pressure, BRICS dynamics, global liquidity needs. XRP opportunities keep getting obfuscated among bigger headlines. Exactly as designed, the absence of screaming headlines about XRP is the signal. They're building this, just like Elon Musk not mentioning or acting like he can't talk about XRP, folks. They're positioning the rails so that when institutions and eventually billions move on chain, XRPL becomes obvious, efficient backbone. This isn't just another stablecoin launch. It's the coalition that sets the rules, and XRPL is built to be the settlement layer those rules run on. The pieces are connecting faster than most realize. Man, and then remember when Mark Yusko said this?
The one piece of legislation that is likely to happen, the other stuff, there's a lot of talk that they'll expand beyond just Bitcoin to now, XRP and Cardano and Hedera. And look, those founders have been buddying up to the administration and to Eric, and I think Eric's driving a lot of this, his son. So we'll see. But the case for the strategic Bitcoin reserve, because Bitcoin is digital gold, everything else has different roles. Something that could happen, I don't know if it'll happen in the first 100 days, Abs, but there's some talk. This will make the XRP people really happy. There is some talk that XRP could be utilized and or ordered to be used for a central bank digital currency or as the base layer for national banking. I don't know if it'll happen or not, but that's...
I do. I think we're watching it happen right now. And this is Ripple engineer Matt Hamilton says today's OpenUSD initiative validates what XRP Ledger was designed to do back in 2012. It's always validated. Now, this is very interesting right here. This is from Verzan at Black Swan Capitalist. He is with Catherine Austin Fitz. Listen to what she and he say.
They're rapidly integrating networks through Ripple and Stellar with the digital asset they use called XRP and another called XLM. Do you think these are the primary vehicles that are going to accelerate the rails, the digital system?
So I'm assuming, and I don't know, I'm not an expert, is that XRP and Ripple will be exceptionally important to whatever the train tracks are they're building. I don't see Bitcoin as being an important part of that. And the question is, how will they use Bitcoin going forward? And, my concern is they're going to try and dump it on sovereign governments and so that the whales can get out because it'll essentially be over. Now, they could also continue to pump it and use it for a variety of purposes. But from an infrastructure standpoint, Bitcoin is not an efficient payment system. So I just don't see it as an important, it's been used as a digital asset, not as a payment mechanism, and it doesn't provide any fundamental, it doesn't have a fundamental utility. Ripple was always going to be a very important train tracks in the banking system.
That's
and
right.
now that the banks are saying they're going to move bank deposits to the distributed ledger, that gets more timely.
Bingo, 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 bingo. Now, this is funny. Yesterday, there were these people that climbed to the top of the Empire State Building, and I don't know what their flag said, but iTrustCapital, capitalized, no pun intended, on it, and they put their flag to say, I love iTrustCapital. Well, I love iTrustCapital. They are one of my sponsors, and if you haven't opened, in my opinion, a Roth IRA on iTrustCapital and you're into crypto, you're crazy. Go to iTrustCapital.com/XRP Army. You can do an IRA, premium custody, which is just, if you want to open just a regular account, send your XRP into it. Or if you have a trust or an LLC, you open the premium custody treasury and they give you a $100 funding bonus when you do open an account. Don't miss the opportunity. Now is the time, while the markets have been down, to make sure you've handled all your back end stuff and position yourself. Have your crypto safe, most importantly. And at iTrustCapital, you get free institutional custody, and it is safe. Mine's been safe since 2018-19. Okay, let me go back to my split screen because you got to see this. These senators better be paying attention. Now it says the Republican Party is expected to win the U.S. Senate in the 2026 midterm elections. I promise you, if these Democrats decide that they're going to vote against the Clarity Act, those 5 swing votes I've talked about on here, they are going to be in trouble because those crypto PACs are going to take all that money and try to get them kicked out of office. So I hope these senators are paying attention. They better pass the Clarity Act. Now here is, what's his name? Edelman? What's this? Rick Edelman. Listen to what he says about it.
If the crypto PACs are successful at electing and re-electing to Congress crypto supporters like they did in 2024, then the crypto momentum will continue. But that's an open question right now because for the very first time, the crypto lobby is at odds with the banking lobby. In 2024, they were unified, which is why we were able to place into Congress so many strong crypto advocates from both parties. But the Clarity Act has put the crypto community at odds with the banking community. Frankly, we can blame Brian Armstrong for most of that. And as a result, we don't know who the candidates are going to win in November. That is going to be the key determinant whether or not we maintain the momentum going forward.
All right. Let's see here. This is great. This is Ashish Burla talking about, from Evernorth, talking about the RLUSD, the findings about RLUSD as it relates to XRP in their new paper.
Yeah, so that's something that we've been working on for a while, and the question was, hey, do stablecoins you replace the need for digital assets or XRP? And I think that the data shows clearly that when you brought more stablecoins onto XRP, that created more economic activity on XRP itself. And one reason for that is global liquidity today, outside of blockchain. If you look at equities, if you look at gold, if you look at FX, which is foreign exchange, it's all based predominantly as US dollar as the base pair. So if you want to have a good liquidity venue on XRP or on any other chain, you need a robust stablecoin to trade against. So that's paramount. That's how the traditional markets work, and that's how crypto markets work. And the data suggests that since RLUSD has been scaling, you've seen growth in liquidity on XRP as well. And 12% now of all trades are going through RLUSD. It was 1% several months ago. So you're seeing that happen in real time on chain. So you bring a solid stablecoin on chain, and it creates more liquidity. And why is liquidity important? Because if you don't have liquidity around these tokens, you're sort of left waiting for your Uber forever, right? Yeah. You want to create a good experience, and creating more liquidity around your token is super important for a good experience on blockchains.
Just a matter of time. Liquidity will end up in an XRP price going up. This is the watershed moment for tokenization today. Securitize went public.
So maybe we could start with that. Securitize. It's going public on Thursday. What do you make of this moment? This is, I think, the first tokenized platform to go public. They're tapping the public markets to possibly raise funds and maybe expand.
That's correct. So this is a watershed moment for tokenization because it's the first platform that's going public. I've known Carlos Domingo and followed Securitize's amazing journey in tokenization for the last 7 years or so, and it's tremendous to see them going public. I mean, we've seen that repeatedly across different lines of business, different industries, that the infrastructure tends to go public before the volume comes on. So Securitize going public is a watershed moment. They are common infrastructure across all the three models of tokenization that we've been talking about to our clients. So this is absolutely a watershed moment for public market investors' ability to invest in public companies that are infrastructure in which tokenization is being developed over the next couple of years.
All righty. Let's get one more thing before we go in the group. I wanted to show you this. This is interesting. Many of us that have been here a while, let me blow that up for you. This was the cover of The Economist, and I think this was in 1989, and it showed here, get ready for a world currency, and it had the phoenix rising from the ashes, and this was this, they were projecting 2018, and then this is what Trump put on the side of the White House for America 250. You do have to wonder, don't you? Okay, we're gonna go into DAIXRP.com. If you want to support the channel, go to DAIXRP.com. That's the Patreon. If you'd rather join through YouTube, you can click join below any of these videos. If you'd rather join through X, you can hit subscribe. We do the full video plus the extended video, and you don't have to watch any commercials in there. I'm the digital asset investor. I'm not an investment advisor. This is for entertainment purposes only. Please subscribe, hit the like button, and tell your friends and family you need to enjoy that outro.